Recording?
Yep.
Oh, hey. Hi, Cathy. Rebecca and I were just sitting here and I was talking about sort of like my observations over the last couple of days as I've tried to medicate Arta with the short term, the fast acting morphine, and trying to figure out like what's the right amount where she's not in a lot of pain, but hoping that she's like coherent enough that she can do stuff. And with the, I guess I'll put it in two parts. First, the anti-nausea medicine, the Halo, whatever it is. I find that if she has two every 3 hours, that she's been doing a lot less of like the gag reflex, retching, bringing up like spit. But like when that starts, she does that like for maybe 5 or more minutes. Whereas when she was like, when we moved to the Halo and I tried out like one every 3 hours, tried two every 3 hours. And when she's taking two every 3 hours, she still does some burping. Like there's a lot of gas and she's burping the gas, but she doesn't have these like what she calls like bubbles of air trying to make their way out. And it's very painful when the bubbles feel stuck. So last night she had a really good night for sleeping. So she slept for one point like 4.5 hours maybe, which is a record because she was sleeping maybe only an hour and a half at a time. So 4.5 hours, but then she woke up with that like gagging, retching. She woke up, and she'd had a really bad dream. So she was really adrenaline. So we took 2 halos. She had something to eat. We were awake for about an hour. And then I only gave her one morphine when she went back to sleep. And she slept for another 3 hours or 3.5 hours. Again, great, but woke up like with the retching again. So I'm feeling like with the anti-nausea, it's like if we can get it into her every 3 hours, it kind of keeps that nausea piece under control. But that's that.
That involves disrupting her sleep.
Yeah,
like to wake her up out of a sleep in order to give her the
so
pills.
Like, and at this point, like I feel like she's had so many days of not sleep that it might be preferable to get that in. And I don't know. Anyway, of course she would always rather be awake doing stuff. And then in combination with that, the other drug that is like doesn't follow a strict pattern is the morphine. So we've been following your guideline of up to 2 morphine every 3 hours if she needs it. And her reporting on pain has been basically either what she says, no pain, like she's fine, she can manage it, which is like a 5 out of 10, or like if I can tell from her face she's in a lot of pain, she's saying like it's a 7.5 or 8. And usually I've been like if I give her one morphine and then an hour later she's like, I'm a 7.5, I like give her another one. And sometimes I'll give her 2 if she's in a lot of pain, but then she just goes right to sleep and is not like, she doesn't really like feeling like she's sleeping all day. And then she gets like really freaky dreams, but she seems to be getting those anyway, like regardless of whether it's 1 morphine or 2 morphine.
Like that she was in an electric chair, she was being electrocuted.
Yeah, like last night, her dream when she woke up, it was that she had been electrocuted. And so and then she's like doing the retching and I'm like helping her through that. And she's worrying about, how did she get electrocuted? Was it from her recliner chair? And I'm trying to say, oh yeah, that sounds really awful. Like, it sounds like that was a really bad dream. And she's like, oh, you think I was dreaming? And I, well, yeah, it's sort of like, I don't see any signs of like, maybe you got a static electricity shock. And at one point when she said about having been electrocuted, and I said, oh yeah, that sounds like it was a really scary dream, she gave me this look like, I can't believe you think I'm crazy and I'm making this up. And I was like, ooh. She laughed about it later when I described it to her. But okay, that's
but it
like
is, but there's a lot of yeah.
So all of that to say, trying to balance out managing her pain with giving her time between meds where she's kind of alert enough that she can sit and talk while I type for the blog, or this morning, like I took her down for a shower. Oh yeah, okay. So here's the thing I sort of I clicked in on today is that I think often in the moments where she says she's having a lot of pain, and she described it to me, it's that she has like a bubble of air that's moving through like under her rib and up into her esophagus that's really painful. So it's not like she is burping a lot of air throughout the day, but sometimes when she has like this look of pain, it's not a like a long lasting I'm in pain like everywhere and it's ongoing. It's like this intense moment, like breathing ice,
giving birth
like,
to birth to a gas bubble is what Mary
like
was
I
saying.
said to her. So when that was happening today, she was sitting on the toilet and I said, do you want to squeeze my hand? And I was just deep breathing and breathing out. And when she heard me doing that, she was like, oh yeah, I need to breathe. But I don't want to boss her because, it was a gentle like suggestion without words. But then, yeah, so she held my hand and we breathed through it. And I just talked to her like talking through a contraction sort of thing. And I asked her like, does this feel like it's a wave, like it gets really bad and then it like backs off a little and gets bad and backs off? And she said, yeah. So we worked through that and I didn't give her morphine. That was right after she woke up. And because she wanted to have a shower and I didn't want her being woozy in the shower. So I didn't give her a morphine. She had a shower. She talked to me a lot, like really coherently. And then she's back to sleep now. And I gave her a morphine. Hey, it's Richard.
Is this a video or?
It's a video for Cathy.
Yeah. Look at this. Are you kidding me? Look at that.
Arta on a motorcycle?
The James Dean Arta picture.
Totally. That is awesome.
Oh my God. Where's the cigarette pack? Heartbreaker.
Minutes ago.
You're a jet to
all the way. Moments ago, he brought up her grade in history 200, her supplemental exam.
University grade.
54%.
54.
Richard said, she's not perfect.
She's just like me.
Anyway, okay, so I mean, I'm going to keep monitoring it, but I think I'm getting the better understanding of her current pain, at least the last few days. The really intense pain is coming in waves. And so I'm thinking about, okay, like if she can wake up and have an hour awake or an hour and a half before she goes back to sleep. And when she goes to sleep, I give her the morphine because then she's sleeping anyway. And when that it would be okay to not like when she seems to be in a lot of pain, be like, oh, here's morphine. So I'm going to keep like testing that to see if instead of, because usually when she wakes up, that's when I give her the halo and the fast acting morphine. But then sometimes it just puts her right back to sleep. So all that leading up to
what about
for that like I have no pain, I'm at a 5. I wonder if we can bring that down a bit. If if they increase the long acting morphine so that she's getting like a little bit instead of those like spikes that make her then really groggy and incoherent, and she doesn't like that. So like do less of the
Quick
and more of the long. Anyway, yeah, so that's just sharing information about. So the key takeaways are like that I'm going to keep watching for are like when she says she's having pain, is it like coming in a wave or is it like long and sustained? Because usually I don't wait to see if it's long and sustained because I'm like, oh, I can see you're in pain here, have a morphine. Anyway, and I don't want to be like withhold, and I obviously I always say like, do you want another one? You can have one, and if she knows she's allowed to have one, you know, she'll take it. But and I don't want to stop doing that, obviously, but I'm just wondering if we can bring up the slow acting a little and see if that helps. I think that is all.
The end.
The end. Bye-bye.